For part two of Lego Wild West, I want to talk about horses and guns. And so, first up is this Lego copy or Lego knockoff horse. It's sold by an outfit called Felph, Felph, and you can get 5 of these horses from Amazon for about $10. And they're pretty good horses. You can see the head, neck turns or bends, back legs also. The reins here fit pretty well into a Lego figure's hands. And then the saddle, like some other Lego animals, there's a notch there. And this just fits in like that. And then the figure basically stands up in the saddle. Bring this other figure over here so you can kind of see how that looks. Works out pretty well. And then you've got these 2 retainers here, one on each side for accessories like rifles or shotguns. These horses are also available in black and white. Let me show you the black one here real quick. The face or the front of the head on this horse, I think they were sold as war horses, like for knights. And so it had a silver design on the front, almost like a piece of armor plate for the horse. And I just blackened it out with a black Sharpie. I think some of the white horses are also the same. You might be able to remove those by other means, but I just decided to cover over that piece of, again, what looked like armor with a black Sharpie. Now let's talk about the guns. What you see here are offerings from 3 different outfits. Got these guns and this knife are from a company called Brick Arms, and Brick Arms sells a large variety of guns and accessories for Legos. These are from a place called Brick Warriors. And then this one here is an actual Lego gun. And the barrel's a little thick, but it does fit in the character's hands real well. Now we'll start with the Brick Warriors guns. These items, I believe, were all about $1 a piece from a Brick Arms dealer. They all came molded in one color. Brick Arms does have an, I believe they call over-molded, like these rifles. They run about $8. But I found that if you just touch them up with Sharpies, you can get a pretty good effect. Now these came in all brown, so I left the wood parts, just the brown, the molded brown, and then painted the metal parts with silver Sharpie. Not much thought given here to why it's all silver and bright. Maybe it's fancy nickeled gun, maybe it's just so heavily used, all the bluing's worn off, but it's a pretty good copy of Winchester, octagon barrel, maybe Winchester 73. This is the same gun where I touched up the wood with a brown Sharpie. You see it came out a little dark, but not bad. And let me bring this figure into the camera here. This one, I did the metal parts with a black Sharpie to represent gun bluing, and then touched up the trigger and the hammer with a silver Sharpie. So it gives a pretty sharp look to it. Next up, shotguns. When I bought these, the only ones that they had for the period were these 1887, I believe Winchester made them, lever action shotguns. I think this is the same one that's in the original Terminator movie. Since then, Brick Arms started selling a double barrel coach gun and a double barrel pistol grip shotgun in a set, but they want $20 for the set. So I haven't. I'm waiting for the price on that to drop. And of course, up next is the Single Action Army, model of 1873, better known as the Colt Peacemaker. This one I believe came in black, so the gun was painted in with a silver Sharpie, and then the imitation ivory grip is painted with automotive touch-up paint. And then last is this knife. Now this is probably your World War II style or K-bar style knife, but it's a good little knife. Just painted the grips brown here. Now moving on to the Brick Warriors row. This is, I think they just call it a buffalo rifle, but it is similar to the falling block hunting rifle that Tim McGraw's character uses in 1883. It's got a long scope. Does not have a separate trigger. It's just one solid molded piece, so I did my best using a Sharpie to try to suggest a trigger guard and a trigger in there. And before I forget, Brick Arms does sell a Sharps rifle, so it's interesting that in Lego Guns you can get two different big game hunting rifles. Moving on, got your Bowie knife here. Again, Brick Warriors. I don't remember what color this came in, but it's been completely painted with Sharpies. Finally, now I ordered this, I bought this from Brick Warriors, but I know Brick Arms also sells a Derringer, so I don't know the origin of this. But you can see it's been, it came silver, so I just touched up the grips with the automotive touch-up paint. A nice little hideout gun there. And of course we have our Lego gun. Now how do you carry some of these guns? Well, for holsters, I found an outfit on Etsy that sells these little pieces here you see in this little plastic bag. They're kind of rubbery, and they slide over minifigure's leg like that. The gun just slides in. Now it's a little minimalist or tactical. I know there are actual full enclosure holsters out there, but they just seem kind of big and clunky, and I didn't know if they would work with revolvers. They were U.S. Army, so I presume they were made for semi-automatics like a 1911. So I just decided to go with this sort of minimalist holster you see here. And of course it's not just good for guns, but you can also carry a knife on the other leg. So now in the third part of my Lego Wild West series, I'm going to talk about a little bit of customization stuff and some options. But I just wanted to show you that on those horses you can hold a lot of hardware there, so you're open for business. And then of course he's toting a Lego gun for now. Looks pretty good. I may just leave it, and he's got that little holster going on there from Etsy. So thanks for watching.